Raj Kumar walked slowly toward the big glass building of Horizon Technologies. His clothes were torn and dirty. His blue jeans had big holes at the knees. His white shirt was dirty and had small tears at the edges. His hair was messy, and he had not shaved for many days. The security guards at the front desk looked at him with surprise. One of them stepped forward to stop him. "Sir, where are you going?" the guard asked in a firm voice. Raj reached into his pocket and pulled out an ID card. The guard looked at it and stepped back with wide eyes. He let Raj pass, but his face showed confusion. As Raj walked through the main hall, people started to notice him. Some pointed at him. Others whispered to each other. A group of workers near the coffee machine laughed loudly. "Look at that poor man. Is he lost?" A woman in a black suit said to her friend. "Maybe he came to clean the bathrooms," her friend replied with a laugh. Raj heard everything, but he kept walking with his head held high. He had a small smile on his face, as if he knew something no one else did. He went to the elevator and pressed the button for the top floor. When the doors opened, 3 well-dressed men stepped back when they saw him. "Excuse me, sir, but the top floor is for executives only," one man said. "The cleaning staff uses the service elevator at the back." Raj stepped into the elevator anyway. "I know where I'm going," he said quietly. The 3 men looked at each other and moved to the far corner of the elevator. They held their noses, as if Raj smelled bad. When the elevator reached the top floor, Raj walked out and headed straight toward the big meeting room. Inside, 20 people in expensive suits sat around a long table. They were the heads of all departments at Horizon Technologies. As soon as Raj opened the door, the room went silent. All eyes turned to him. The man at the head of the table, Mr. Sharma, stood up with an angry face. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" Mr. Sharma demanded. Before Raj could answer, a woman at the table laughed loudly. "Look at his clothes. He must be a beggar who got lost." More people joined in the laughter. Some pointed at his torn jeans. Others covered their noses. "Security!" Mr. Sharma called out. "We have an intruder." Raj still said nothing. He walked calmly to an empty chair at the table and sat down. This made everyone laugh even harder. "Sir, you cannot sit there," Mr. Sharma shouted. "That chair is for our new CEO, who will be joining us today." "I know," Raj said with a small smile. Just then, the door opened again. An older man with gray hair walked in. It was Mr. Patel, the owner of Horizon Technologies. Everyone stood up quickly, except for Raj. "Good morning, everyone," Mr. Patel said. "I see you've already met our new CEO." The room went completely silent. All eyes moved from Mr. Patel to Raj, who was still sitting calmly in his chair. "This is Mr. Raj Kumar, the new Chief Executive Officer of Horizon Technologies," Mr. Patel announced. The faces of everyone in the room turned pale. The woman who had laughed the loudest looked like she might faint. Mr. Sharma's mouth hung open in shock. Raj finally stood up. His eyes moved slowly around the room, looking at each person who had laughed at him. Then he smiled. "Thank you for such a warm welcome," he said. "I think we have a lot to talk about." The meeting room stayed quiet for what felt like a very long time. No one knew what to say. Raj Kumar stood tall at the head of the table, his eyes moving from one person to another. "Please, everyone, sit down," Raj finally said. His voice was calm and steady, which surprised many people in the room. Slowly, everyone sat down. Some looked at the floor. Others pretended to check their phones. The woman who had laughed the loudest kept her eyes closed, as if wishing she could disappear. "Mr. Patel has trusted me to lead this company," Raj continued, "and I thank him for that trust. But before we talk about business, I want to explain something." He walked around the table, his torn clothes and dirty appearance now seeming less important than the power in his words. "I did not dress this way because I am poor or homeless. I dressed this way on purpose. I wanted to see how people in this company treat others who look different from them. Mr. Sharma, who had been the first to try to throw Raj out, now looked sick with worry. "Sir, we didn't know who you were. We thought." "That is exactly my point." Raj cut him off. "You didn't know who I was. So you thought it was okay to laugh at me, to look down on me, to treat me like I was worth nothing." He stopped walking and placed both hands on the table, leaning forward. "If I had come here in an expensive suit, you would have treated me with respect. But because I wore torn clothes, you treated me with disrespect. That shows me something important about this company." Mr. Patel nodded from his place near the door. "This was my idea," he told the group. "I wanted Raj to see the real face of Horizon Technologies. Not the face you show to important people, but the face you show to everyone else." The room stayed silent. Some people looked truly sorry. Others looked afraid for their jobs. "Today is my first day as CEO," Raj said. "And I have already learned my first lesson. This company needs to change." He walked to the window and looked out at the city below. Then he turned back to face the group. "I grew up very poor," he said. "My father cleaned toilets in a factory. My mother washed clothes for rich families. We lived in a small hut with no electricity. But they worked hard to send me to school. They believed that education could change my life." Everyone listened without making a sound. Even those who had laughed the hardest now paid close attention. "I studied day and night. I won scholarships. I worked many jobs to pay for my education. And yes, I once wore clothes just like these because they were all I had." People laughed at me then too. Mr. Patel stepped forward. "Raj built his own company from nothing. He sold it last year for millions. When I decided to step down as CEO, I knew he was the right person to take my place." Raj nodded his thanks to Mr. Patel, then looked around the room again. "I will not fire anyone for what happened today. That would be too easy. Instead, I want us all to learn from this. Starting tomorrow, we will make big changes in how this company works and how we treat people." He smiled for the first time since entering the room. "But first, if no one minds, I would like to change into something more comfortable." As Raj walked toward the door, Mr. Patel handed him a bag. Inside was a crisp new suit. Raj thanked him and left the room to change. In the silent meeting room, people looked at each other with new understanding. Their world had just turned upside down, and they knew nothing would be the same again. 10 minutes later, Raj Kumar walked back into the meeting room. He looked like a different person. He now wore a perfect black suit that fit him well. His hair was neatly combed, and his face was clean-shaved. He carried himself with confidence as he walked to the head of the table. Some people in the room gasped. The change was amazing. Just minutes ago, they had laughed at him. Now, they would not dare to laugh. "Now let us begin our first real meeting," Raj said as he sat down. He opened a folder that Mr. Patel handed to him. Inside were papers with information about the company. Raj looked at them for a minute, then looked up at the people around the table. "Horizon Technologies is not doing well," he said simply. "Sales are down. Costs are up. Employees are leaving. Customers are unhappy. We need to change many things, and we need to change them fast." Mr. Sharma raised his hand nervously. "Sir, we have plans to cut costs. We can fire some workers and—" "No," Raj said firmly. "We will not fire anyone. That is not the answer." The room was quiet again. This was not what they expected. "The problem is not that we have too many workers," Raj explained. "The problem is that we have lost our way. We have forgotten why this company started in the first place." He stood up and walked to a large picture on the wall. It showed a young Mr. Patel standing in front of a small shop. The sign above the shop read, "Horizon Electronics Repair." "Mr. Patel built this company from nothing," Raj said. "He started by fixing broken radios and TVs in a small shop. He cared about helping people, not just making money. He treated every customer with respect, whether they were rich or poor." Mr. Patel nodded with a sad smile. We have grown so big that we forgot our roots, he admitted. Raj returned to his seat. Starting tomorrow, we will remember those roots. We will focus on three things: respect, quality, and service. He looked at each person around the table. First, respect. Everyone in this company will be treated with respect. From the cleaning staff to the top managers, everyone matters. Everyone deserves to be heard. And everyone deserves to work in a place where they feel valued. The woman who had laughed at Raj earlier raised her hand slowly. Sir, I want to say I am very sorry for how I acted. It was wrong and... Thank you, Ms. Gupta, Raj said kindly. I accept your apology. But more important than saying sorry is changing how you act in the future. That goes for everyone here. He turned to the next page in his folder. Second, quality. Our products used to be the best in the market. Now they break easily and customers complain. We will fix this. We will make products we can be proud of again. Mr. Sharma spoke up again. But better quality will cost more money. How? It will cost less in the long run, Raj said. Better products mean fewer returns, fewer complaints, and more loyal customers. I would rather sell one good product than 10 bad ones. He closed the folder. And third, service. We need to remember that we exist to serve our customers, not the other way around. When customers call with problems, they should get help right away, not be put on hold for an hour. Raj stood up again. Tomorrow, I will meet with all employees, not just the managers. I want to hear from everyone. For today, this meeting is over. Please think about what I have said. As people began to leave, Raj called out to Ms. Gupta. Please stay for a moment. She stopped, looking worried. Was she going to be fired after all? Ms. Gupta, I have read your file. You have good ideas about improving customer service. I would like you to lead our new customer care team. Are you interested? Her eyes opened wide with surprise. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I will not let you down. Raj smiled. I know you won't. Sometimes, people just need a second chance to show what they can really do. The next day, all 500 employees of Horizon Technologies gathered in the big company hall. Many had heard rumors about the new CEO, but few knew the whole story. They waited with curiosity and some worry. At 9 o'clock sharp, Raj Kumar walked onto the stage. This time, he wore a simple blue shirt and black pants. Not too fancy, but clean and proper. The crowd went quiet as he stepped up to the microphone. Good morning, everyone. I am Raj Kumar, your new CEO. Yesterday, I came to the office dressed in torn clothes. I wanted to see how people would treat me. Many laughed at me. Some were rude to me. Only a few showed me kindness. A wave of whispers moved through the crowd. People looked at each other with surprise. I did this for a reason, Raj continued. I wanted to know if this company truly lives by the values written on our wall. He pointed to a large sign that read, respect, quality, service. Sadly, I found that many here have forgotten these values. Today, we start remembering them. Raj walked across the stage, looking out at the sea of faces. I have 3 announcements to make. First, starting today, we will have no special parking spots, no special dining areas, and no special bathrooms for managers. Everyone is equal here. Some managers in the crowd frowned. Others nodded in agreement. Second, I am starting a program called Walk in Their Shoes. Every manager will spend 1 week each month working in different parts of the company. If you are a sales manager, you will work in the factory. If you are a marketing director, you will work in customer service. Everyone needs to understand what others do. Now many people were nodding. Some even clapped. Third, I am increasing pay for our lowest paid workers by 20%, effective immediately. This time, loud cheers erupted from many in the crowd. Raj waited for them to quiet down before he continued. You might wonder where this money will come from. It will come partly from reducing my own salary. The rest will come from cutting waste, not people. He paused, letting his words sink in. I was once the lowest paid worker at a company much like this one. I know how hard it is to live on such little money. I will not let good workers struggle while I live in luxury." One brave person raised a hand. "Sir, is it true you came to the meeting yesterday in torn clothes and made the managers look foolish?" Raj smiled slightly. "I did not make anyone look foolish. Some people made themselves look foolish by judging me based on my clothes. That is an important lesson for all of us." Another person asked, "Will you fire the managers who laughed at you?" "No," Raj said firmly. "I believe in second chances. I have been given many in my life. But I do expect everyone to learn and grow from this experience." He looked around the room again. "Now I want to hear from you. What changes do you think we need to make Horizon Technologies better?" At first, no one spoke. They were not used to being asked their opinion. But slowly, hands began to raise. A young woman from the customer service team suggested ways to improve their phone system. A factory worker pointed out wasteful practices on the production line. An office cleaner mentioned how broken chairs and desks were never fixed. Raj listened carefully to each person and took notes. He nodded and asked questions. He treated each suggestion with respect, no matter who it came from. After 2 hours, Raj ended the meeting. "Thank you all for your honesty. This is just the beginning. Together, we will make Horizon Technologies not just profitable, but a place where people are proud to work." As the employees left the hall, there was a new energy in the air. For the first time in years, many felt hopeful about the future of the company. They had been seen and heard by their CEO. Later that day, Ms. Gupta, who had laughed at Raj in torn clothes, found a handwritten note on her desk. It read, "Your customer care team starts tomorrow. Choose 5 people you think will do a good job. I trust your judgment. Raj." She held the note tightly, tears in her eyes. She had expected punishment, but instead received trust. She promised herself she would never judge anyone by their appearance again. 1 month after Raj Kumar became CEO, many things at Horizon Technologies had already changed. The walls between different departments were gone. The fancy manager offices were now meeting rooms for everyone to use. And most important, people talked to each other with more respect. Ms. Gupta and her new customer care team were doing very well. Customer complaints went down by 30% in just 1 month. People were happy with the quick help they got when they called with problems. But not everyone was happy with the changes. Mr. Sharma and some other top managers met in secret to talk about Raj. "He is destroying the company," Mr. Sharma said angrily. "He gives too much power to simple workers. He cuts our special benefits, and he asks us to work in the factory like common laborers. This cannot continue." The other managers nodded. One of them, Mr. Kapoor, spoke up. "I heard a rumor that Raj Kumar is not who he says he is. Maybe we can find something in his past to use against him." "Good idea," Mr. Sharma agreed. "I will hire someone to look into his background. We need to protect our company from this man." What they did not know was that Meena, a young cleaning woman, was working in the room next door. She could hear everything through the thin wall. Meena liked Raj Kumar because he had raised her pay and always said hello to her by name. She decided she must warn him about the plot. The next morning, Meena waited nervously outside Raj's office. When he arrived, she told him everything she had heard. Raj listened carefully, then smiled. "Thank you for telling me this, Meena. You have shown great loyalty. But do not worry. Let them look into my past. They will find nothing I am ashamed of." He gave her a small card. "This is my personal phone number. If you hear anything else important, please call me directly. Your eyes and ears are valuable to this company." Meena walked away feeling proud. For the first time in her life, someone important valued her opinion. Meanwhile, Mr. Sharma hired a private detective to investigate Raj Kumar. The detective searched through old records and talked to people who knew Raj from before. After 2 weeks, the detective came back with a thick file. "I found something interesting," the detective told Mr. Sharma. "Raj Kumar did grow up very poor. but there is more to his story. Mr. Sharma opened the file eagerly. Inside were photos and documents about Raj's past. As he read, his face changed from happiness to shock to shame. Later that day, Mr. Sharma requested a private meeting with Raj. When they were alone in Raj's simple office, Mr. Sharma placed the file on the desk. "I must apologize, sir," Mr. Sharma said, looking down. "I hired someone to investigate your past. I thought I would find something to use against you. Instead, I found something that made me ashamed of myself." Raj picked up the file and looked through it calmly. "So now you know the full story," he said. "Yes," Mr. Sharma replied quietly. "I know that 15 years ago, your family factory was destroyed in a fire. You lost everything. You had to live on the streets for almost a year." Raj nodded. "It was a hard time. I learned what it means to be truly poor, to be hungry, to be looked down on by others. And I know that after you built your successful business, you started a program to help homeless people find jobs." Mr. Sharma continued, "You have helped over 5,000 people get off the streets." "They just needed a chance," Raj said simply. "Just like I did." Mr. Sharma looked Raj in the eyes for the first time. "I was wrong about you. I thought you were destroying our company. Now I see you are trying to save it by making it more human. I want to help, if you will let me." Raj stood up and held out his hand. "I forgive you, Mr. Sharma. And yes, I would welcome your help. We have much work to do." As they shook hands, Mr. Sharma felt a weight lift from his shoulders. He had come to the meeting planning to fight. Instead, he had found a new path forward. 3 months passed, and Horizon Technologies was changing more and more each day. With Mr. Sharma now helping Raj, many managers who once doubted the new CEO started to support him too. The biggest change was the new factory floor. Before, workers stood in long lines doing the same task over and over. The work was boring and hard. Now, small teams of workers built whole products together. They could make suggestions to improve how things were made. They felt proud of their work. One day, Raj called all employees to another big meeting. Everyone wondered what new changes he would announce. "I have good news and better news," Raj began with a smile. "The good news is that our sales are up by 15%. Our costs are down by 12%. And employee happiness is at an all-time high." People clapped and cheered. The company was doing better than it had in years. "The better news," Raj continued, "is that we are starting a new program today. It is called From the Streets to the Office. We will hire 50 people who are currently homeless and train them for jobs here at Horizon." The room went quiet. Some people looked worried. Others seemed confused. "I know what you are thinking," Raj said. "You are worried these new people will not fit in. You are worried they will not work hard. You are worried they will make the company look bad." He paused and looked around the room. "These are the same worries people had about me many years ago, when I was homeless after losing my family business. But someone gave me a chance. Now it is our turn to give others a chance." Ms. Gupta stood up from her seat. "My team will help train 5 of these new employees for customer service," she said loudly. Then Mr. Sharma stood up too. "The management team will sponsor 10 more," he announced. One by one, team leaders from all over the company stood up and offered to help. Raj watched with a proud smile. This was exactly what he had hoped would happen. The next week, 50 new employees arrived at Horizon Technologies. They wore clean but simple clothes provided by the company. Many looked nervous. Some had not worked in years. Others had never worked in an office before. Raj greeted each one personally at the door. "Welcome to your new beginning," he told them. "Work hard, learn every day, and you will find success here." One of the new workers, an older man named Ravi, had tears in his eyes as he shook Raj's hand. "Sir, I lived on the streets for 5 years after I lost my job. No one would hire me because I had no home, no clean clothes, and no phone. You are the first person to see me as a human being in a long time. Raj put his hand on Ravi's shoulder. I see you. I understand your struggle. Now let us work together to change your future. Each new worker was assigned a mentor from the company. The mentors would help the new employees learn their jobs and adjust to working life again. Ms. Gupta personally mentored 2 people on her team. At first, things were not easy. Some of the new workers were slow to learn. A few had problems coming to work on time. 2 quit in the first week because they found the change too hard. But most stayed and worked harder than anyone had expected. They were grateful for the chance and determined to succeed. Their mentors showed patience and understanding, remembering Raj's story. After 1 month, Raj asked all the mentors to report on how the new employees were doing. Most reports were positive. The program was working better than expected. Our new team members bring fresh eyes to old problems, Ms. Gupta reported. They see ways to improve our work that the rest of us missed because we were too used to doing things the same way. Mr. Sharma agreed. They also remind us every day how lucky we are to have jobs and how important it is to treat each other with respect. Raj smiled as he listened to the reports. His plan was working. Not only was he helping people who needed jobs, but he was also changing the culture of the entire company. As he walked through the building that day, he saw new and old employees working side by side. People from very different backgrounds were talking, laughing, and solving problems together. This, he thought to himself, is what a company should be. 6 months after Raj Kumar became CEO, a big problem hit Horizon Technologies. Their main competitor, Techgent, launched a new product that was very similar to Horizon's best-selling item. But Techgent's version was cheaper. In a special meeting with all department heads, Mr. Sharma showed the sales numbers. They were going down fast. Techgent is stealing our customers, he explained. Their new product costs 20% less than ours. We are losing money every day. Everyone looked at Raj, waiting for his solution. In the past, the company would have simply cut costs by firing workers or using cheaper materials. But they knew Raj would not do that. We have 2 choices, Raj said calmly. We can lower our price to match theirs, or we can make our product better so people will pay more for it. If we lower our price, we will make less profit, Ms. Gupta pointed out. And if we try to make the product better, it will cost us more to make, added Mr. Kapoor, who now supported Raj. Raj nodded. Both paths have risks. But I believe we should make our product better. We should add features that Techgent does not have. We should improve the quality. We should make something so good that people will gladly pay more for it. Some managers looked doubtful, but they trusted Raj now. He had been right many times before. But how can we improve the product quickly? Mr. Sharma asked. We do not have time for a long development process. Raj smiled. We will ask the people who know our product best. Our workers. The next day, Raj called a special meeting of all factory workers. He explained the problem and asked for their ideas to improve the product. At first, no one spoke up. The workers were not used to being asked for ideas. But then Ravi, one of the formerly homeless employees, raised his hand. Sir, I have been working on the assembly line for the past 3 months. I noticed that we waste a lot of time attaching part number 347 because it does not fit well with part number 348. If we change the design slightly, we could make the product faster and better. Others began to share ideas too. One worker suggested a new feature that customers had been asking for. Another found a way to make the battery last longer. A third had an idea for better packaging that would cost less. Raj and the managers listened carefully and took notes. By the end of the day, they had over 50 good ideas. A special team was formed to implement the best ones right away. For the next 2 weeks, everyone at Horizon Technologies worked extra hard. Factory workers stayed late to help change the production line. Engineers rushed to update designs. Even office workers helped pack boxes when needed. Exactly 15 days after the meeting, the new and improved version of their product was ready. It had 3 new features, better battery life, and more elegant packaging. It still cost more than TechChin's version, but now there were clear reasons why. Ms. Gupta's customer service team called old customers to tell them about the new version. They offered a special upgrade deal for loyal customers. Many were impressed that Horizon had improved so quickly and decided to stay with the company. When the improved product hit stores, it sold even better than before. New customers were attracted by the added features. Reviews online praised the quality and innovation. 1 month later, Raj called another company meeting to share the results. "Our sales are up by 25%, he announced proudly. "We not only solved the problem, but we made our position even stronger. And we did it without firing anyone or cutting quality." The employees cheered and clapped. They felt proud of what they had accomplished together. "This victory belongs to all of you," Raj continued, "especially the workers who shared their ideas. You know this company and its products better than anyone. From now on, we will always ask for your input when making decisions." Later that day, Raj called Ravi to his office. Ravi was nervous, wondering if he had done something wrong. "Ravi, your idea about fixing parts 347 and 348 saved us a lot of time and money," Raj said. "I am promoting you to production supervisor. You will help lead a team to keep finding ways to improve our products." Ravi could not believe his ears. Just 6 months ago, he had been living on the streets with no hope. Now he was being promoted to a management position. "Thank you, sir," he said with tears in his eyes. "I will work hard to deserve this trust." Raj smiled. "I know you will. Sometimes all people need is a chance to show what they can do." 9 months after Raj Kumar became CEO, Horizon Technologies was known as one of the best companies in the city. Their products sold well. Their workers were happy. And their story of change had spread far and wide. One day, Raj received an important phone call. It was from the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister wanted to visit Horizon Technologies to see how they had made such amazing changes in less than a year. When Raj announced the news to the company, everyone was excited and nervous. The Prime Minister would come in just 1 week. They wanted everything to be perfect for the visit. "We do not need to do anything special," Raj told them. "We will show the Prime Minister our normal workday. We have nothing to hide and much to be proud of." The day of the visit came quickly. Everyone wore their regular work clothes. The factory was clean but not specially decorated. Raj wanted the Prime Minister to see the real company, not a dressed-up version. The Prime Minister arrived with television cameras and reporters. He shook hands with Raj at the front door. "I have heard remarkable things about what you have done here," the Prime Minister said. "I want to see for myself." Raj led the Prime Minister through the company, showing him the factory floor, the offices, and the meeting rooms. They stopped often to talk with workers at all levels. The Prime Minister seemed most interested in the From the Streets to the Office program. He talked with many of the formerly homeless workers, including Ravi. "Tell me," the Prime Minister asked Ravi, "how has this job changed your life?" Ravi stood tall as he answered, "Sir, before this job, I had lost all hope. I slept under a bridge. I begged for food. No one would look me in the eyes. Now I have a home, food, and most important, I have my dignity back. I am a supervisor now. I help others. This company did not just give me a job. They gave me back my life." The Prime Minister nodded thoughtfully. Then he turned to Raj. "I want every company in our country to learn from what you have done here. Would you be willing to share your methods with others?" "Of course," Raj agreed. "We would be happy to show other companies how treating people with respect can lead to success." After the tour, the Prime Minister spoke to all the employees gathered in the main hall. News cameras recorded his speech. "What I have seen today gives me great hope for our country," he said. "Horizon Technologies has shown that a company can be successful while also being kind and fair. They have proven that no one should be thrown away or forgotten. Everyone deserves a chance to work and contribute." He then made a surprise announcement. Today, I am starting a new national program called Second Chance. The government will give tax benefits to companies that hire homeless people, like Horizon has done. We will also provide training to help these companies succeed. Raj Kumar has agreed to lead this program while continuing his work as CEO here. Everyone clapped and cheered. They felt proud that their company would help change the whole country. After the Prime Minister left, Raj called Ms. Gupta, Mr. Sharma, and other key team members to his office. The Prime Minister's program will mean more work for us, he told them. We will need to help other companies learn our methods. Are you willing to help? They all nodded without hesitation. They believed in what they were doing. Good, Raj said with a smile, because I have one more surprise. Next week, I am bringing 50 more people from the streets to work here. And in 6 months, we will open a new factory that will be run almost entirely by people who were once homeless. Mr. Sharma looked concerned. That is a big risk, sir. Are you sure we are ready for such a big step? Raj nodded confidently. 9 months ago, you all laughed at a man in torn clothes. Today, you follow that same man without question. If we can change that much in 9 months, imagine what we can do in the next 9. Ms. Gupta smiled. You have taught us to see people for who they are inside, not how they look or where they come from. We trust your vision. As Raj looked around at his team, he felt both proud and humble. They had come so far together. The company that once laughed at him now followed him with loyalty and respect. Tomorrow, he told them, we begin writing the next chapter of our story, and it will be even better than the first. 1 year after Raj Kumar first walked into Horizon Technologies in torn clothes, the company held a special celebration. All 1,000 employees gathered in the large hall, which was decorated with flowers and colorful banners. In the past year, the company had grown from 500 to 1,000 workers. Half of the new employees had once been homeless. The new factory was open and running well. Profits were higher than ever before, and the company was known all over the country as a model for others to follow. As Raj walked onto the stage, everyone stood up and clapped. The applause lasted for several minutes. Raj raised his hands, asking for quiet. Thank you, my friends, he began with a warm smile. 1 year ago today, I walked into this building wearing torn clothes. Most of you laughed at me. Today, you stand and clap for me. What changed? The room was silent as people thought about his question. It was not me who changed, Raj continued. I am the same person I was then. What changed was how you saw me. You stopped looking at my outside and started seeing my inside. And that is what we have done as a company. We have learned to see people for who they truly are, not how they look or where they come from. Ms. Gupta, now the head of customer relations, nodded from her seat in the front row. She remembered how she had laughed the loudest that first day. Today, I have 3 announcements to make, Raj said. First, every employee will receive a bonus equal to 1 month's salary to thank you for your hard work this year. Cheers and applause filled the room. Many of the workers had never received a bonus before. Second, we are starting a program to help our employees buy their own homes. The company will pay 20% of the cost for any worker who has been with us for at least 6 months. This announcement brought tears to many eyes, especially those who had once been homeless. The dream of owning a home had seemed impossible to them before. And third, Raj paused, looking around the room slowly. I am stepping down as CEO of Horizon Technologies. Gasps and murmurs spread through the crowd. People looked at each other in shock. No one had expected this. Do not worry, Raj said quickly. I am not leaving the company, but it is time for me to focus on the National Second Chance program full-time. We need to help more companies learn what we have learned here. People looked relieved but still confused. Who would lead them now? You may wonder who will be the new CEO, Raj continued. I have thought about this carefully. We need someone who truly understands our values, someone who has lived the changes we have made, someone who knows what it means to have a second chance. He looked to the side of the stage, and held out his hand. "Ravi, would you please join me?" Everyone turned to look as Ravi walked onto the stage. He was wearing a simple but neat suit. His face showed surprise and confusion. "Ravi came to us from the streets," Raj said, putting his arm around Ravi's shoulders. "In 1 year, he rose from an entry-level worker to a supervisor to the head of production. He has shown extraordinary leadership skills and deep commitment to our values. The board of directors has approved my recommendation. Ravi will be the new CEO of Horizon Technologies." The hall exploded with cheers and applause. People stood up, clapping and whistling. Ravi stood in shock, tears running down his face. When the noise died down, Ravi stepped to the microphone. "I do not have words to thank you, sir," he said to Raj, his voice shaking with emotion. "1 year ago, I was nothing. I had nothing. I was sleeping under a bridge. Now I stand here as the CEO of a great company. I promise I will lead with the same respect and kindness that you have shown to all of us." Raj smiled and handed Ravi a small box. "This is for you," he said. Ravi opened the box. Inside was a small piece of torn cloth in a glass frame. "This is a piece of the shirt I wore on my first day," Raj explained. "Keep it in your office to remind you where we all came from and how far we can go when we see each other's true worth." As the ceremony ended and people began to leave, Ms. Gupta approached Raj. "Sir, I have been meaning to ask you something for a long time. That first day when you came in torn clothes and we all laughed at you, did you forgive us right away, or did it take time?" Raj looked at her with kind eyes. "I forgave you the moment you laughed, Ms. Gupta, because I understood why you did it. We all judge others too quickly. It is human nature. What matters is that we learn to do better." He looked out at the crowd of employees talking and laughing together. People from all backgrounds, who once would have been divided by their differences, now united as one team. "Look at what we have built together," Raj said softly. "A company where no one kneels before others in fear, but where all bow in mutual respect." Ms. Gupta nodded, finally understanding the full lesson of the past year. "You came to us looking poor and homeless to teach us this lesson. It was a brave thing to do." Raj smiled. "Sometimes the best way to help people change is to let them see themselves clearly. You all taught me as much as I taught you." As he walked out of the building that evening, Raj stopped to look back at the company he had transformed. The sign above the door had been changed. Below the name Horizon Technologies, new words had been added, "Where everyone deserves a second chance." He smiled and walked away, already thinking about how to spread this message to more companies across the country. His work was far from done.